showed all the different styles. They had the Bronx
Broadway
bubble,
style,
Broadway style,
yeah.
the crazy, like the script from Brooklyn.
Yep,
like, you know, cats were writing more like elaborate, fancy tales, and you know, and everybody. There was no Queen style. There was no Staten Island style.
I know.
Anyway, I'll tell you what. My cousin Gilbert, he influenced me. He was never really a graffiti writer, but he lived on 185th in Audubon and Saint Nick.
Right.
And he hung out. He hung out on 188th Street.
Right.
Writers Corner.
There you go.
With Eddie Rodriguez, Snake, and Stitch, and all those guys. So he hung out with those guys. And he brought me up. You know, I used to go up to hang out with him on the weekends. And that's where I first started seeing graffiti, because there was no graffiti in the Lower East Side where I lived. So that's what, you know, and you know, these are the dudes that I saw writing.
You know, because that's probably what it is. I mean, as young, impressionable kids, we see it and we say, I can do that. I can do that. You know? What do you need, a marker? Oh, okay, I can steal one of those.
You know, when you go through your toy period, you're still trying to develop some handwriting. But when like you stick to anything, if you stick to anything that you do, you're gonna get better at it. But that was really that was it. That was it. It was always. I was lucky like that. I was always like in a situation where there were like good writers. So I would be like, you know, pushed to you know, you want to be as good as the rest of them, right? So, you know, being introduced to the writers like Snake and Stitch and those.
Well, there you go. Let me tell you. You know, UGA is probably like the royalty of graffiti. It is. You know, they had things happening. You know, they had Hugo too, who was actually doing a lot at that time.
He pushed, he pushed
because he believed in it. You know, and
I remember going to UGA dances and Emerald being the DJ.
That's right.
I got 168th and Jamel Place or whatever that place is.
The
UGA at the
That's
UGA.
right. Let me just tell you, Brooklyn and a lot of graph writers actually were DJs. Undertaker Ash.
Yeah.
He's probably like the first DJ in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he's one of the first writers also.
Eddie used to
be a
DJ.
Snake, yeah. I mean, I've been to Bob's house. It's like wall to wall records.
Yeah, I've been to a few things that he I remember there was this big auction in the Puck building. It was all graffiti stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what happened at that fucking that thing? It was just right after. I believe that Jean-Michel had died like within the year of that thing. Yeah. And I forgot, somebody had, not that I hadn't met her a few times, but somebody said, oh, there's SAMO to Lady Pink.
Right.
And she said, Jean-Michel is SAMO. That's not SAMO. I thought that was so funny.
That's funny. Because Killer was killing. Remember
Killer with the little, the K that went like that with an arrow pointing down.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like a pistol. Mostly.
Yeah, pistol, right?
That guy was killing.
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, I want to know a little more about New York City around the time of Basquiat. I mean, did you go to clubs?
Yeah, we did. We went to clubs, and we rarely paid to go inside a club.
Yeah.
We hung out there. I remember Basquiat introducing me to David Byrne one time.
David Byrne from the Talking Heads.
From the Talking Heads,
Yeah.
So we there was a photographer, a fashion photographer, and I forgot his name. He wasn't very famous or anything, but he had taken a bunch of great pictures of us at the Mud Club. And I've been actually thinking about trying to get my hands on this stuff, but I can't remember the guy's name. And he had a funny name. And it's just, you know, it's like so many, you meet so many damn people, and it's hard to like, you know.
Yeah, try Googling the Mud Club and see what comes up.
Yeah, but he took some really cool photographs of us.
I'd love to see those.
I found the photograph today on someone got in touch with me, like some from the past, from Club 57, who had photographs of me and Basquiat, like hanging out in front of a doorway.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. And I downloaded the photograph off her.
You think you could send it to me?
Her page. I can
great.
definitely.
Yeah.
He's like swigging on a beer, and I'm just sitting there, and you can really see me.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, but he's just like, you can't even see his face, but you can see that he's standing there with this crazy suitcase.
Yeah.
But it's a cool photograph. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you met Andy Warhol once or twice.
Yeah, that opening that Basquiat had a 2-man show with Warhol. They had those posters of boxing. I had gone to that.
No kidding.
And I remember seeing his father there. Basquiat's father, and Basquiat's father was real. He used to really not like me too much. He thought I was a bad influence. And he sees it, and I saw him there, and it's like, and he used to put his son down, and like, he was a fucked up guy. But now his son was a huge success, so he was like, like...
When I went to Miami just in December, they had those posters.
Yeah.
They had those posters all at one gallery there.
Yeah.
A lot of that
shit. A lot of people ended up using those posters. I mean, as the image, they would like put other people's...
exactly.
Just as a kind of like an homage and I guess a spoof in a sense. But.
Yeah. So... I know you did a lot of drugs with Basquiat.
Yeah, we did a lot of drugs. I did too many drugs, dude. I ended up fucking wasting a big chunk of my life doing this shit.
That's what happens. It happens. It's like, we've all been there a little bit, I guess,
Yeah, we did music together. We did,
Because you used to do percussion, right?
Right, I played percussion. We did a lot of stuff, It was just, we did stuff. I mean, we were always doing something,
Yeah.
Always doing something. He was definitely focused on the art thing,
He's an incredible artist, incredible.
And we did a lot of running around in that whole club world and screwing girls together and just living like two fucking like bohemian whatever, the freeloader fucking fly-by nights,
Sounds good.
And it was it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But life takes its toll, and that's at some point the party was over and we just didn't know when to quit, so. But those days are over.
So in conclusion, what was revealed is what I expected already. No matter what the art form, music, gene, or even scientific thought, new ideas are built upon what has gone before. In the graph world, anyone who came after Phase 2, Riff 170, Tracy 168 just had to be influenced by them. In Basquiat and Al Diaz's case, we now know for sure the writers of Flint ... helped them carve out their own path. At first, people thought that I was writing SAMO, but no, it wasn't me. Even my writing partner Chad, who wrote LSD Ohm, told me, "Come on, you could tell me you're writing SAMO, right?" But I knew the truth. It wasn't me. I saw the emotional content of what they were writing. Basquiat and Al were really expressing themselves and bearing their souls. Like the photo I captured that said, "SAMO, life is confusing at this point." Somebody who was crying out for help wrote that.
He wasn't charging my shit. They kept going off on me.
All around the city I was writing my name. I went underground and I bombed on the trains. My folks thought I was nuts and I would get bust, but I knew that it was my ticket to fame. Couldn't catch me, cause I knew the game. You write big and bold, top to bottom your name. I live day to day, what can I say? I got back at the system cause they are insane. Steal me some paint, never was a saint. Get up, get down, go out, go round. What can I say? I live day to day, now I just want to get paid. It's different today. They just want to put you away, follow you around, they photograph the town, collection of hits, or put you on the list. Not your biggest fans, they want you in the can.